What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today we have a special guest yet again. This is an amazing opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We have GIO, and if you guys follow HUMBL, you at least know what GIO is putting out on Twitter. But if you don't, you need to give this guy a follow for sure. He's very much involved with HUMBL, and I can't thank him enough for coming on to obviously this channel, doing this interview, man. I know you're a busy guy for sure. We were talking over the weekend. You're coming back from a little bit of a break. So what's going on, man?
Man, how's it going, Lucas?
It's going. It's going. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Good. I just came. I took like 4 days. I went to the beach with the family and a few friends. We rented an Airbnb, and my first Airbnb was a good experience.
That's
It was
awesome.
fun. It was fun, and that's why I've been like a little, not too active lately.
No, I got you. Most definitely. Yeah, you gotta step away sometimes. You do,
Yeah.
and it's nice to get back and then recharge and come back to what we know as reality. So, yeah, man. So before we dive into the questions and I start grilling you, I do want to ask you, give everybody your Twitter handle, let everybody know where to go, and I'll definitely post a picture of it as this gets going. So let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yeah. Twitter is GeoTuna. GeoTuna, or I think you can use GeoTuni with a Y at the end.
Yeah.
That's GIOTUNA, like the tuna
Awesome.
fish. Which is
Awesome.
basically, so people know, because I like to tell people that.
Yeah.
Gio is the first part of my name, Giovanni, and then Tuna is the last part of my name, Antuna. And I also happen to fish a lot. I love fishing, so it worked perfectly for me.
I threw that together, man. That's honestly what I first thought. I thought GIO, and then I was like, he must love to go fishing because.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, make sure you guys give him a follow on Twitter for sure, and help him out, man. Help him out for sure. So, all right, well, we're here because of HUMBL, obviously, and there's other stocks you talk about too on your Twitter, but we're all humble in this thing, man. We're going after it. We want success from them, and we're seeing that. So, you and I were talking, like I stated. Tell us a little bit about how you got in, what really drew you to it, and what was really kind of the thing that stood out to you that you're like, man, this one just seems a little bit different, especially because where it started. I mean, we're talking zeros and zeros and zeros before the after the decimal. So what are you thinking about why you got in and stuff like that?
Yeah. So everything started. So I was just I was browsing Twitter one day, and am I allowed to say who I saw it from?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think it was Alex the Large. A lot of people know him. He's pretty good. He posts a lot of pics, and so I guess you just see them and you do your own DD and you pick what you like, And I'm not really sure if it was him, but anyways, I think it was him. I'll give the credit to him. And I saw it and I started doing some DD, and that was very early November. I can't remember the date.
Yeah.
It could, I don't know, it could have been October. I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah.
I found it and I started doing some DD. And the first thing that caught my attention was the fact that you can transfer money, just like a PayPal or Cash App. But what caught my attention was that it was internationally.
Yeah.
And I am from Dominican Republic. I'm Latino, and I don't personally send money. But I have friends and family that send money.
Yeah.
And I know the struggle of it. Sometimes you have to pay a lot of money, or you have to go somewhere. That's how it used to be. Now it's differently.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's basically what caught my attention. And I was like, wow, internationally for the low, pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me look into it. And it was, at that time, I did not get in, and it was under a penny.
Yeah.
I think it was 0.008. Sorry, 0.008.
Yep.
And I just put it in my watch list, and I started, checking on it every now and then. And then I saw it was a SPAC, and it was gonna do a merger with the Soro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. That was the first time I did a SPAC. So I started doing a research on SPACs, and it caught my attention. And also at that time, a lot of SPACs were running,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they were actually being a thing. People were making money from SPACs. So I was like, okay, we got 2 points now.
Yep.
So I keep looking at it. I'm not in yet. And then I buy for the first time when it got to like around The first time it was when I bought it was 0.0198, so almost 2 cents.
Wow.
And I bought it, and from then on, things started happening really, really fast. Really fast. The merger started to clear.
Yeah.
What was happening at that time? I remember there were some rumors about this Block 30. I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I just
Mm-hmm.
saw it was kind of like related to us. I didn't know what it was, but then okay, I keep it in mind. And then it just started rising. And actually, I think I sent you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
When I tweeted, I'm sorry,
No,
I might have some people behind me.
You're good.
I tweeted on November 18. I tweeted,
Yep.
pay attention to this stock. It's gonna be a really good one. Don't miss out. Be in early.
Yep.
And that's when I made my first. I already had like a week or two that I bought in, and at that point that I sent the tweet, it was a 4 cents.
Okay.
7 days from that, it got to 96 cents.
Yep.
7 days.
Wow. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, the merger happened. A lot of things started happening. I don't know. I'm on this call and I'm not really, putting things together now.
No worries. Yeah. No, it's and I think what's incredible is that right there. I mean, how you tell it, because obviously, you said you're from the Dominican, correct?
Yeah.
So you tell your story on that, and that's a big reason why a lot of people are being drawn to this anyways, because it literally is, like you said, international from that aspect, and it makes things easier. But I think what's significant too is the fact that it popped up on your radar when it did, and there's so many other people out there that are in your shoes as well that it just that caught their eye immediately, and I think that's what's significant. I came a little bit later in the game. I was like 7 cents, I think. But that's one of the things that did it for me as well, because I was in the military and I traveled, and part of that was like when I was overseas, I'm like, man, this is a tough situation, because I had to go to the airport, or I had to go to an exchange beforehand and do all the exchange and stuff, and then coming back, it was that much harder to really get it back to the currency that I needed to get back to. So
yeah,
man, I can completely understand the situation with that, and I can completely relate to what drew your eye to that stock. I think that's absolutely incredible. So
yeah, so like so that was the first thing, the P2P basically.
Yeah.
But then things started growing fast. Then the news came out about we're gonna be doing the ETX.
Yes.
I was not aware about that. And I started looking about it, researching about it with us, because nobody do it. Nobody does it. Sorry, and that caught my attention a lot too. We got later on. We got the Tickery. I mean, just things. So many things started happening. We have like 5 branches that we have. Another thing that really caught my attention, it was later on. It was the HUMBL assurance.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing that I was like, okay, that's pretty cool too. So the main thing is the super app. Basically, everyone knows a HUMBL, knows about the super app. That's the concept. That's basically what we're doing. Because some people will say, okay, you transfer money to from somebody to another. There's a lot of companies that do that.
Yeah.
Well, true, but first of all, we do a lot more countries. All these apps, they do a few countries if they do international. Because a lot of them, they don't do internationally,
Correct.
So then the other thing is that we do a lot of things combined in one app. And so, maybe some people get the app just for one thing. Other people will get it for 2 or 3 things. Some people like me, I will be using everything, man. I will do marketplace. I will be buying and paying stuff with my phone everywhere. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I think we're getting close. I don't want to put any date on it, but we're supposed to be getting it like, end of the, Q2.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get that done. The P2P.
For sure, man. That's a big step. That really is. And, that kind of leads me to my next question, because to the current state, and the reason I want to kind of jump a little bit to this point is because when you first got in, obviously you hear rumblings about things that they want to accomplish, but did you truly envision because I can honestly say I didn't see where we're at. Did you honestly think that you would see where we're at now when you first got in and like the things that they've accomplished? I mean, you're talking about an acquisition of Tickery. You're talking about a partnership with Athletes First. You're talking about the massive amounts of NFTs that are going to be pouring in with this thing. I mean,
Man,
yeah.
all these things, they just started popping out. Nobody knew about this.
No.
Nobody knew about this. These are all pluses. So
Yes.
if you were an early investor and you were in love, then that's why I tell people, just keep buying, because I mean, it's just getting bigger than what you thought it was gonna be. If you believed it was gonna be something big, it just gets bigger and bigger by the week and by the month.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about Monster. Nobody knew about Tickery. Those are like freaking gifts, you know.
The
Eh,
bonuses, man.
and it's just that's why I fall more and more in love. I tell friends and family about this. I have a lot of people that are friends and family that are invested in it. Because it's just I can't believe we found this. We're so lucky we found this stuff, man.
And that's kind of ironic too that you say that, because I've always told the story that when I first started getting into investing, which was only about 3 years as of right now, I never had the opportunity to get into Amazon at these prices. I never had the chance to get into Tesla, these prices, Apple. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is that, but into one item. I mean, and that's what's significant is the fact that this is all a package deal, and it's one stock, and we're at like $1.20 and maybe a little bit more now because I got to check for today, but it's absolutely incredible to see where this stock price is trading at. And then you
Mhm.
have, people that are the Fox business interviews seem to just be pouring out.
Yeah,
I heard today that we're going to be having another article in Forbes. I
yeah,
mean, the exposure is building and building and building. And I think that's what's significant too, because you don't just see a OTC currently getting this much exposure in the manner and the
nope,
way it is. Like, and that's what I try to always emphasize in my videos is the fact that, yeah, their stock price is being driven down. Yes, it's easier to short. Yes, it's easier to manipulate. But the thing is they continuously pound you with the positive catalyst almost weekly. You're seeing all kinds of things happen weekly, and they're doing it. And that's the thing is they're going for it. And I think, the one of the things I also want to get your thoughts on are what do you think about Brian Foote? I got an idea what you're going to say, but I just want the people that are watching this video, let me know your honest thoughts about Brian Foote.
yeah, man. About that, man. The first, I mean, I just fell in love with the concept of the product. What we're gonna be selling. What the service is.
Yes, yes.
And then the first call came in. The first conference call. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and I've been in a lot of conference calls,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen a lot of people, a lot of CEOs trying to, tell what we're doing, tell you everything about the company, and Brian Foote, man, he's just a beast. You can feel the confidence. That's why
Yes.
I also am so with this, because I can feel through when he talks. I can see that
Yes.
he knows that this is happening. We're not playing. He's so accurate and direct and open and transparent,
Yes.
and the presentation are so clear and good.
Yeah.
It was so good, man, so good. And then the next one came. Every call gets better and better and better
Yeah.
and better, man.
Yeah. And I
So
think,
Brian Foote, I mean, he's moving like nobody else, man.
yes.
He should
Yeah.
not be a CEO on a OTC, I mean, but that's where you start, I guess. Oh, by the way, we all know that he did this for us, basically,
Yeah. And that's what you
for
hit
the
it.
underdog.
Yeah. You literally nailed it, man. I mean, he said it and how many, I know at least the first couple ones where he's like, we could have chose a different route, but we did this because we wanted the investor to really be a part of this. I mean, the transparency in those conference calls is like I've never seen before. And then it only got taken to another notch, I think, once he started going to Twitter. And it's not like he's overly, pushing
No,
information, but when he puts something out, people pay attention. And I think that's what's significant too. And I think, you said it too, his passion, his commitment, his drive, every time he says something that's exciting or he enjoys, he's smiling. I
you can
mean,
feel it.
yes, you can feel it. And I think I can't tell you how many times, man, when listening to a conference call, and it may not even necessarily be that big, but I'm standing up and I'm air pumping the air because I'm so
That's me, man.
excited. Yeah. So, I think that's what's most incredible is the fact that we are a part of something like this for sure. Now, obviously, Rob Luna does the tour, goes back to Fox Business, goes on with Charles Payne, and says that this is a $1 trillion. I don't want to quote it because I don't remember it word for word, but he said it was a $1 trillion, whatever he said. That right there. And then obviously, as he goes into detail, just wants to explain to people that this is still a very early on, but rightfully so. We understand that as investors. But I think just right there alone, too, he gets the full picture, goes to, Monster, goes to Athletes First, tours the new headquarters, gets literally the vibe from what they're putting off, goes back and literally just gives you that information. I mean, what are your thoughts from that too, man? Because that right there, I was fired up alone with that. And that, I wish I could buy way more shares, but I'm just strapped right now. What are your
I'm
thoughts
about to
on?
buy more. I'm gonna buy some more tomorrow, man. Tomorrow I'm buying more. By the way, I feel it's gonna have a good day towards the end or Wednesday. But anyways, yeah, Rob Luna, man, he for a lot of people, they're gonna say, okay, he's just another guy. No, he's not another guy. Like
No.
Rob Luna, if you just go on his page and and try to understand what he does, do your own DD, people. It's really important for you to do DD on your own, not me telling you or Lucas, so you can see it and understand it. He came from down, and he's all the way up here,
Yeah.
and he's a mentor. He mentors wealthy people. He mentors regular people like you and I. He made a lot of people money.
Oh yeah.
He's a monster. I think he's doing a great job, and then he's exposing he's doing a lot of exposure. I'm sorry, he's doing a lot of exposure through he goes to CNBC, he goes to Fox, he goes to Bloomberg, you name it. I mean, he's friends with all these people because he's legit. When you're legit, people call you. They want you on their channel. They want you on your, they want to put you out there.
Yep.
And the fact that by the way, I don't know how this went down, but the way I think it went down, it was after that Fox interview with Payne, Brian Foote. Then Rob was talking, right? And I don't think he was supposed to say anything about HUMBL, but he stopped at one point and he said, "But you know what I like? I do like HUMBL." and I was like, "What? Okay." In that moment, everyone started researching, who's this guy? He's talking about us, and he's putting out there, And then he obviously, we know the story. He went to Brian Foote and he asked, can I get a tour? Can I see what you guys doing over there? Can I get more insight? And that's exactly what they did. And he's doing a great job, man. He got a whole team there. They're gonna do a whole, analysis on the company. And so far, it's looking really good. I mean, I just saw I saw that office, man, and I freaking got goosebumps, man. Like, it's just an office, but you can feel the office is actually a real thing. They're making a good thing. Like they enjoying this thing because it's real. They're gonna be doing this for a long time, and I don't know, man.
No, I agree, man. I really do.
I think it's gonna be really good for us. It's gonna be really good for us. And by the way, to those people, he's not like I think he's invested with us. Yeah, I think he's invested with us, but he doesn't care for that. Like he's invested because he sees the future. He's seen the future in HUMBL. That's why he's invested. But he's not doing this to move HUMBL. He's doing this to show people what HUMBL is.
Yes.
Because we are in OTC. When you're in OTC, you don't have enough exposure.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's like me. He's like me with my friends. I am telling my friends, bro, you need to see this.
Yeah.
You need to be in this somehow.
Yeah.
No,
I 100% agree with you, man, on everything you're saying. And I think, ladies and gentlemen that are watching this is why I tell you his Twitter is phenomenal. So you definitely got to give him a follow. But I'm telling you, man, I have the same passion for this, and that's what's crazy, man. Is there's so many people out there like you and I that have this exact same feeling, and I think that's what's incredible too. And that's something that I always focus on, especially when it comes to HUMBL, is finding a way to credit or at least give props to the community, because obviously in doing YouTube, You get to get involved with a ton of different communities because of the stock. This is by far, hands down, one of the best I've ever seen, if not the best communities, because everyone kind of has that connection in a way. They rally behind each other. The due diligence is shared, man. I mean, you got so many people, like it's just an endless amount of people that just dive in and just go to town. And it's just awesome. So, I mean, that it's just cool too that they're going to be doing a podcast for iHeartRadio. There's so much stuff that, you know,
Yeah.
Rob Luna announced that a third of the NFL is going to be doing NFTs with this company. I mean, we're not even talking about the music aspect, the
Oh
ticketing
my
aspect.
God, man. The
I mean, we could,
possibilities are insane, man. I mean, we can talk this. I actually, after this call, one time, anytime you want, call me. I would love to talk to you, man. Like, we can talk this forever, but you know this.
yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah,
It's
and
so
that's what's,
easy. This
yeah,
this is such an easy investment. So easy, man.
yeah, and that's what's I think going to be exciting too. Is like you said, it's for some people they can only afford so much, but I think it's going to be
Yeah.
that where you can strap on with this and just hold on to the rocket for the ride, man. At some point, this thing is going to, and that's what's going to be exciting because it can't be held down forever. I mean,
Yeah.
it
No,
legitimately
no,
cannot
no.
be held,
Yeah.
and we're going to start seeing the revenue that they're generating. We're going to start to see a lot more behind the scenes stuff, and like you
Yeah.
said too, with that headquarters, I think that was a significant piece for the employees. And the reason I say that is just because it shows growth for them. It shows what happens when hard work pays off,
Yeah.
and they get to see the new product. And I think that was tremendous too. So, I think that's just awesome. But man, I appreciate you coming on. I want the people to enjoy this and to sense it from you. And we're definitely going to have to do this again, man, for sure.
Yeah.
This
I'm
was
down.
incredible. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. You should do a YouTube channel. That was an awesome
Oh,
interview.
shoot.
And seriously, if you ever do decide to do that, man, you got a subscriber, and I'll be smashing that like button as much as I can for you for sure. So
Oh, that'll be awesome, man.
yeah. So I appreciate you guys checking this video out. I appreciate GIO for coming on, man. It was a tremendous. Go ahead and give them one more time your Twitter handle so they can go ahead and follow you.
Yeah, it's GIOTUNA, Geotuna. Or honestly, I don't know. I put the name Geotuna, but then the at is Geotuni with
Yeah.
a Y. So GIOTUNY.
Awesome, man.
And bro, thank you so much for reaching out. And I love what you do. You're
Thank
doing a
you.
great job. I think you're doing it really good too.
Thank you.
And man, you're a good guy, man. And let's do this together. I wanted to add too that yes, this is a community. I believe that there's other stocks that they have their own community, and that's great, and everyone should have their own little community. But I think that what makes us different is that we don't even need to take people in. Like you just see it once, you do the slightest DD, you alone get in it. You get
Yeah.
attracted like a magnet, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my man.
Yeah, no problem. And definitely doing this again. You guys know how I end the videos. As always, have a good day.